keep that working leg long and start to open up the torso so that hip flexor starts to get even. Hey team, Coach Tyler here. This is a plank for your hip flexors. We've done planks in a normal push-up position. We've even used a bench for Copenhagen's to get the inside of your leg, your adductors. But what about the quad and the hip flexor, that muscle that is responsible for driving the power in your sprinting? Starting out, this is just going to be a face down plank, and if you don't have anything but a bench, that's fine. You're gonna start here in this running position where that ankle is down, and we're just holding here. That is the beginning stage of this hip flexor plank. Things to remember is the bend or stiffness of the knee. When in this plank, if your knee is bent here, or you're not fully in the longest position you can be, you might not feel it as engaged in the top of the quad into that hip flexor. We want the hip to be extended and even hyperextended, so looking like this position, which looks like a sprinting mechanic motion. So now I'm going to show you, if you have both a bench and another apparatus, to get into this position where I can now keep that working leg long and start to open up the torso so that hip flexor starts to get even more load and stretch from gravity. Now it's looking more like a sprinter position, and now I can think about where this knee is either bent or extended, play around with both and see what you feel. But overall, the hip flexor plank I want us to use is simply the push-up position. One leg is loaded, the other leg looks like it's sprinting just in this hip flexion position, and we're keeping this leg long as we let the hips sink into a position that starts to bring about more shakes, and it's definitely giving us some load and work into that hip flexor.